All right, so Ed Graff, the superintendent of Minneapolis Public Schools, and the Board of Education have, in a vote of 7-2, agreed that staff is going to go back to Minneapolis public school buildings on February 1st, and the kids are going to go back, the students are going to go back February 8th. Now, that being said, we're still amidst a global pandemic. There was one teacher who I'm friends with on Instagram. She was posting a video and said, there are 66 vaccines that are being offered to her district, and there are over 1,000 teachers or something like that. And I'm like, okay, how do you make that? What? It's a baffling narrative. But the thing that I want to ask right now is, how do you feel about Minneapolis Public Schools sending its students back? How do you feel about schools in general sending its students back on February 8th amidst a global pandemic with no agreement or language in place that protects the staff or the students? How do you feel about that? And should it be happening? Who is it going to affect most? And what do you want to see happen down the line? Now, there's a history between Ed Graff and the gang. I love saying so-and-so in the gang, cool in the gang. Ed Graff and the gang not having the best correspondence with, its staff, the people that work for them. And it just seems like they made the decision. How does everybody feel? Cool, we don't care. All right, we're still opening it up. What, in tandem with this, how do you feel? What would have to happen to hold this up, or even get the community involved to protect staff and students? Do you have to be a staff or a student of Minneapolis Public Schools to get involved with this? Can this just be you standing up for your community and saying, hey, I don't want people being forced back into super spreader buildings and events that are going to affect not only them, but me too. But I care about them and I don't want to see them die, from COVID. So can we not send them back to school buildings? Really, what do y'all think about that? I don't really have the answer for you, but it's an idea to get the information out and for us to come to an understanding of what do we want going forward and what does a community decision look like, as opposed to Ed Graff and the gang saying, well, you're going back and we're going to pretend to listen to you and that's that. What does it actually look like for a community to speak and say, actually, this is what we want. This is how this is going to move going forward. And put that in the comments below. I'm honestly curious what y'all think. This is something that's going to keep evolving because the standoff between MPS and everybody else, it seems like it's been going on for some time, and now it's something's got to change. So I'm curious what y'all think. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching and listening.